So, you're planning a move to Luxembourg. That's amazing, but you've probably heard whispers about the paperwork. Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise. We'll turn what seems like a complicated process into a super simple, step-by-step guide so you know exactly what to do and when to do it. Let's dive in. Feeling a little swamped just thinking about all the forms and appointments? Yeah, that's a totally normal feeling, believe me. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a clear, easy-to-follow roadmap that's going to make your move so much smoother. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. The most important phase actually happens before you even set foot in the country. Getting this part right is the absolute key to avoiding a ton of headaches later on. Now, this list might look pretty basic, but getting these documents in order is just non-negotiable. You'll need your passport or ID, your family book if you're married or in a civil partnership, birth certificates for your kids, and of course, your signed employment contract. And here's the pro tip that will literally save you hours of your life. Scan everything. Save it all to a cloud drive. You are going to be asked for these documents over and over and over again. And this is a really big one. If your official documents aren't in French, German, or English, you're going to need them translated by a sworn translator. You can find the official list on the Ministry of Justice website. Trust me, get this done before you arrive. It's so much harder to sort out once you're here. All right, for all you non-EU citizens, listen up, because this is a critical extra step. You absolutely must get a temporary authorization to stay before you travel. This isn't something you can do on arrival. The process can take a while, so you want to apply for it the second that work contract is signed. Okay, you've made it. You've landed in Luxembourg, you've got your keys, and now the clock starts ticking. There are a couple of things you absolutely have to do within the first few days. Your very first mandatory stop is the declaration of arrival, and these deadlines are no joke. If you're an EU citizen, you have just 8 calendar days to get it done. For non-EU citizens, it's even tighter, only 3 working days. You really don't want to miss this deadline. The good news is the process itself is pretty straightforward. You just head down to your local town hall or Beerger Center with your ID and proof of address, like your lease. They'll print out your residence certificate for you right on the spot. Now, here is the golden tip. Ask for 5 or 6 copies. So many places want an original, so having a stash of them will save you so many return trips. Awesome. With that residence certificate in hand, you are officially ready for the next round of tasks in your first week. These are the things that will get your financial and social life up and running here. Here's a bit of good news. This next part is pretty much automatic. Your employer is legally required to register you with the National Health Fund, the CNS. A little while later, your Social Security card will arrive in the mail, and on that card is your 13-digit national ID number, your matricula. This number is everything in Luxembourg. It's your key to healthcare, taxes, benefits, you name it. Next on the list, a bank account. You've got to have a Luxembourgish IBAN so your employer can pay you. To get one, you'll just need your ID, that super important residence certificate we just talked about, and your work contract. And here's the best part. When you open your account, pretty much every bank will give you a Lux Trust token for free. So, what exactly is this Lux Trust thing? You can think of it as your secure digital key to basically all of Luxembourg. It is absolutely essential for managing your life online here. Filing your taxes, checking on medical reimbursements, applying for government services, it all happens through Lux Trust. So getting it for free with your bank account is a fantastic shortcut. And finally for this week, let's talk taxes. Don't worry, this part is mostly automatic to start with. The tax office will just mail you a form telling you your tax class, usually class 1 if you're single, class 2 if you're married. Your employer then uses that to figure out how much tax to withhold from your salary. Simple as that. Okay, once you've got the big legal and financial stuff out of the way, your first month is really about getting the practical parts of your life sorted. We're talking insurance and utilities. In Luxembourg, there are 2 types of insurance that are, let's say, effectively mandatory. Car insurance is a straight-up legal requirement if you have a car, and you've got 6 months to get a foreign car registered here. Then, there's home insurance. While it's not technically required by law, I've never seen a rental contract that doesn't demand it. It protects you and the property, and it almost always includes private liability coverage, which you definitely want. Now for utilities, you want to be on the ball. Sign up for your electricity and gas on the exact day you move in. You'll use the meter readings from your move-in inspection to make sure you're not paying for the last person's bills. For internet, you're in for a treat. Luxembourg has some of the best fiber optic in Europe. And I seriously recommend getting a local mobile number, with the +352 code, as soon as you can. It just makes everything from work to daily life so much easier. And just a quick note for those of you moving with your family, make sure you get your marriage or civil partnership officially recognized at your commune. That's what gets you into the better tax class. You'll also go through the commune for everything related to kids, enrolling them in school, applying for family allowances, and getting childcare benefits. Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So to bring it all home, let's just run through a final checklist of the biggest pro tips to make sure your move is a huge success. First, bookmark guichet.lu. Seriously, this government website is going to be your best friend, and you can do tons online with your Lux Trust. Second, and I'll say it again, keep digital and paper copies of everything. Third, shop around. Compare banks, insurance, and utility providers. It can easily save you hundreds a year. Fourth, do not mess with those deadlines we talked about. And finally, get connected. Online expat groups are an incredible source of real, practical advice from people who've been through it all. If you follow these steps in order, your administrative journey here is going to be so much easier. So as you get ready to start, just think about it. What's the one tip from all of this that you think will make the biggest difference for you? Keeping that in mind is going to set you up for success. Thanks so much for watching, and welcome to Luxembourg.